Good morning students. Welcome to social science class. In our previous session, we discussed about the causes of the French Revolution. Today also we will continue the same topic. Let's begin. Growing of middle class. Now, what was the middle class? As you all know that there were three groups of the society which were labeled as first state, second state and third state. Middle class included the wealthy and educated people of the third state, and they included merchants, manufacturers, professionals such as lawyers or administrative officials. These people started questioning the privileges which were given to the members of first and second state, and especially the privilege which one was the exemption from paying taxes, because all the taxes were paid only by the members of the third state. Also, there were some philosophers who proposed the ideas of freedom, liberty and equality. These philosophers were, first one was John Locke. He writes a book, Two Treatises of the Government, and in this book he refuted the doctrine of divine and absolute right of the monarch. According to this doctrine, it was considered that king is the representative of God, and that's why the king has unlimited powers and he can do whatever he likes. John Locke was against this doctrine of divine and absolute right of the monarch. Next philosopher was Rousseau. He writes a book, The Social Contracts, in which he proposes an idea of the government which is based on a social contract between people and their representatives. Means representatives are elected by the people, and that's why representatives have to work according to the wishes of people. And third philosopher was Montesquieu. He writes a book, The Spirit of Laws. In this book he talks about the division of power between legislative, executive and judiciary. He said that all powers must not be in the hand of one person, that must be divided in three parts. One is the legislative, its work will be to make the laws, executive will execute all the laws, and judiciary will resolve all sort of dispute. Now let's see how the revolution broke out. As you all know that the treasury of the King Louis XVI was empty. He required money to maintain his army and number of things at his court. And to refill the treasury, he wanted to increase the tax. And for this thing, he calls a meeting on 5th May 1789 at the Palace of Versailles. And this meeting was of the States General. Now see, what was States General? States General was a political body to which the three states sent their representatives. So in the system there was that the king used to put up a proposal and the members of the states had to vote and to pass that proposal before being implemented. In this meeting, the first and second states sent 300 representatives each, while the third state sent 600 representatives. You can see in the picture that this group, this was the members of the first state, that were the clergy. This group, this side, there were the nobility. You can see that they were given the place to sit inside, means they were given the honor of that, while the 600 members representative of the third state, they were told to stand at the backside. So this is the group of the members of the third state. After the proposal was put forward, there was a time for voting, and king wanted that each state should have one vote, means one vote for the first state, one vote, that was the clergy, one vote for the second state, that was the nobility, and one vote for the third state. Now, so it was obvious that the first state and second state will make two votes and the third state will make only one vote. So in this way, proposal will pass easily. But the members of the third state refused this system and they demanded that every person in the States General should have one vote. And this proposal was rejected by the king. The king wanted to continue the same system which he had been maintaining since ages. And so the result was that the members of the third state walked out of the assembly of the States General. Then the famous tennis court oath took place. On 20th June, the representatives of the third state, they gathered in an indoor tennis court, and their leaders were Mirabeau and Avesius. Now see, Mirabeau belonged to the noble family, then also he supported the members of the third state, and Avesius was a priest. And so this group of the third state members was led by these two people, and these members, they declared themselves as the National Assembly, and they swore, they decided to draft a constitution to limit the powers of the king. Here you must learn that Avesius wrote a famous pamphlet which was known as What is the Third State? We finish our discussion here only. Tomorrow we will continue with the same topic. Thank you and have a nice day.